And Edwina Moore. Tonight, meet Mr. Mieuli, owner of the Warriors and perhaps the sports world's most eccentric kingpin. And the life of a Reno showgirl.
It's very strange to be completely nude.
What's he doing up there?
And how the experts get kids to smile.
Here he comes. Here he comes. There you go. Good girl.
Hello, I'm Edwina Moore.
And I'm Jerry Graham. Tonight we delve into two common fantasies with our stories, The Warrior and The Showgirl.
Which one is your fantasy?
Well, I wouldn't mind owning a sports team, but I always wanted to meet a showgirl.
Well, I never wanted to be a showgirl, but I always wanted to meet some of those tall, handsome basketball players. But you can have your fantasy first. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be a real-life showgirl, to stand up and dance in front of all those people with very little clothing, well, earlier this year we spent some time in Reno with a real-live showgirl. Meet Jane Bissett.
Do you know this man? He's an important guy. Somebody's always trying to get a hold of him.
No calls all the time. Hello? Yeah, who's this?
Go into any fancy restaurant with him, and head waiters will always find a table.
Who likes these rare and who likes these anyway? Yeah, really good, boy.
He's a major power in the Bay Area.
Why, vegetable man.
He's Franklin Mieuli. He owns a piece of the 49ers, but is best known as owner of the Golden State Warriors. Franklin is, to put it mildly, different. In these days of sports owners who have become more famous than their star players, you know, men like George Steinbrenner of the Yankees or our own beloved Al Davis, there's also Franklin. He's nothing like them.
Go. Now. Backdoor Sam. Second guard over. Down screen. Right there.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's very different. I've been around about 7, 8 years now, and I just haven't seen an owner like Franklin Mieuli.
Your players say Franklin's unique. Is he?
I think that's an understatement. I think 20 years ago or 21 years ago when I came to California, I thought I had seen it all back in the East, but when I saw Franklin Mieuli, I knew that I hadn't quite seen everything. I haven't seen the Taj Mahal, I haven't seen a few other great wonders of the world. When I saw him, I think I saw the eighth.
Al Attles has been the Warriors coach for 13 years. That's longer than any other coach in professional basketball. When the team's not winning, there's always pressure from fans and columnists to fire the coach. Franklin won't hear of it.
I know there have been some times when we haven't had the type of seasons that keep professional coaches working, and he's had some kind of compassion, and he, I guess, being involved in sports as long as he has, realizes that there are a lot of ups and downs. I want to introduce someone that you haven't seen very much of, at least just like this. When I'm finished coaching the Warriors, I'm finished coaching because I don't think that I can get any better than Franklin Mieuli.
All right.
Can you help us win tonight?
Help me win tonight. All right. Okay. All right.
All right, shoot your free throws.
Franklin, let me say, you don't fit the image that I think most people have as an owner. You know, you picture George Steinbrenner and Al Davis and these hard as steel guys sort of calling the plays.
I've been accused of that before, of not looking the part. But I'm not really sure I know what the part is. Yeah, well, what is the owner supposed to look like?
Well, let's say act like it.
Act like, oh.
Act like it. Now, you know, do you call plays? Do you come up with strategy?
No. It's really strange that these guys like shipping magnate, all of a sudden he now knows more about running a baseball team and a game and players than the guy has been baseball all of his life. And I really never stopped to think of what owning a team was like. I remember the first time I focused on somebody actually owning the 49ers. They were the first professional team we had out here. And I remember I was sitting in the stands, and I saw a couple of guys with fedora hats and camel hair coats walking around. I knew who the coach was, you know, and I knew who the players were. And I said, who are those two guys down there in the field? And they said, those are two guys that owned the club. I said, what do you mean own a club? How can you own a club? Yeah, I had no idea. I thought a club like belonged to a municipality, you know, having never given it that much thought. I guess at that point I said, gee, that'd be a good job to have, to own a club. Strange thing, those two guys I watched were Tony and Vic Morabito. And as luck would have it, within 10 years, I was their partner.
And you still own a piece of the 49ers.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
So what is it like owning a club? What do you do?
Boy, there's a lot of people who don't think I do very much. Actually, it's getting to surround it's like any other business. You surround yourself with people that do their job. And in my case, I have to admit, I have to like them a little. Al Davis and I are friends. And he's told me many times that you guys got a love boat over there. He says, you have to have more intensity. Intensity. You know, you can't win in this. It's a tough business. You got to win. Well, for years I used to say to Al, look, you do it your way. You only got one of these, championship ring, and I only have one. But now he's got two, so I have to be quiet.
Or get one this year.
Or get one this year, or soon.
Al Attles, your coach, is the longest-standing coach in the NBA now, right? Yeah. This is a business where players and coaches are changed, you know, like that.
Well, okay. If I changed Alvin Attles, who would I get that would be better than Alvin Attles? I don't think I would get anybody that would be better. So changing is if you do it for a cosmetic, just to get the fans and the press off your back, well, then I wouldn't be a very courageous owner, you know. So Alvin's had his ups and his downs, but he's been a good coach, and he's patient, and obviously you want your players to be aggressive. And no one's ever said Alvin Attles wasn't aggressive, even though he may never say a swear word. But boy, when he played, they called him a destroyer with good purpose, good reason. I guess
you get upset when you don't win?
Of course. I do. I really do.
And do you think, if you don't tell, you know, somebody, God, if they would have just put so-and-so in, or if this player wouldn't, you know?
No. Because I totally intellectually surrender to Alvin on that. I figure that every decision that I would make as a knowledgeable fan, and I never fancy myself more than that, that he would have 5 reasons for making the move that he made. And it's so easy. And I said, well, gee, Alvin knows more about this than I do. And so it's easy. It's easy. It's easy, you see. It's when you get too smart.
For the Warriors, it does look like a good year. Just maybe the year Franklin gets his 2nd ring. We'll be back in a minute.